Hi, I'm John from Sydney Decking Company. The brief from the customer for this job was to build a deck around their existing swimming pool. This deck ranged in height from 1.2 metres to 2 metres. We also had to build planter boxes, bench seating, put the glass fencing in, a boundary fencing, screening, and creating a storage area underneath the deck. The deck, we primarily used northern box for the screening and for the actual deck. We used a PVC stone cladding for underneath the screening just to break it up. The substructure was H4 treated pine for the posts with H3 treated pine for joists and bearers. I buy a lot of my materials through ITW Proline because they've got everything I need for building a deck. They've got the Zenith range for the screws and the fixtures and fittings, and the Prida range for the post anchors and timber connector nails. Both of those ranges are freely available from any hardware shop. If I run short, I can easily go and pick some up. But with the quality and the availability, what more can you want? To construct a deck, you need posts to set the height, bearers to join the posts and provide support to the joists which hold the deck boards. The posts need to be firmly secured to the ground. On this job, there were different ground situations to deal with. There was bare earth, sloping concrete and flat concrete. Where the posts were to be located on bare earth, we dug holes 400 by 400 by 400, used 2 bags of concrete. We then set the Prida post anchors into the holes, making sure they were straight. Where the posts were used on flat concrete, we used the Prida post anchor or the Prida bolt down anchor. These we fixed to the concrete with Ramset galvanised Dynabolt Plus hex nut bolts. In some areas of concrete where the slope was large, we core drilled into the cement and used the Prida post anchors. We also had some posts secured to an existing core-filled Besser block retaining wall. All the posts were secured to the post anchors using Zenith galvanised coach screws. The reason we used the galvanised post supports rather than concreting the posts directly into the ground is to protect the deck against termites and rot. The hot dip galvanised post anchors offer long-term protection and conform to the Australian standard. On a deck substructure, the posts set the height off the ground. On this job we used 90 by 90 H4 treated pine posts. These posts are joined together with bearers. The posts are placed no more than 1800mm apart. They are cut out at the top and the bearers are fixed to the post with Zenith galvanised bolts. We regularly measure and use string lines to make sure all the components are straight and parallel. With this job, we face plated some timber to the pool wall. The Ramset galvanised anchor screw masonry anchor was perfect. This was at the same height as the joist, so we used the Prida joist hanger to secure the joists to the wall. Joist hangers also help prevent twisting of the joists, as well as giving additional support. On top of the bearers are the joists. The joists are H3 90 by 45 treated pine. They are usually spaced between 400 and 450mm apart. They are fixed to the bearers using Prida joist straps. This helps prevent the joists twisting. In one section of the deck we had a large span to cover to get over an underground water tank. We increased the size of our joists to 140 by 45mm treated pine, so we used the prided joist hangers here to add extra support to the structure and help stiffen it up and minimise the joist twisting. We used prided mini grips on general angles to join two pieces of timber together in isolated places. There are a lot of different angles and multiple levels on this particular job. Wherever we needed to fix the joist straps, joist hangers, triple grips or mini grips to the timber, we used the prided galvanised timber connector nails. Once the substructure was complete, we added a layer of joist protect to the top of joists. Traditionally, the first place a deck starts to rot is on the joists. Joist protect fixes this problem, particularly near a pool. The clients chose Northern Box as the deck board, and it was fixed to the substructure with Buildex stainless steel ribbed head deck screws. These are countersunk into the timber, and the stainless steel accommodates expansion and contraction of the structure. These screws are marine grade, and the square head offers more resistance at high torque. I have found these to be far superior to other screws of this type, as they don't strip out or break anywhere near as often. The time saved in having to remove inferior screws make them well worth the money. The screen was constructed using 90 by 45mm treated pine as the frame. It was clad in Northern Box and a PVC stone cladding. The screen needed to be 1800mm high and have gaps no greater than 10mm to comply with Australian pool fencing laws. Zenith stainless steel broad butt hinges were used for the gates and the top of the storage bench. Insulated panel was used to construct the planter boxes and benches. These were fixed together using Zenith rivets. This is the best part of every job. You've finished it, it looks great, you can sit down, relax, and know that you've done a good job.